All right, now we're live. What's up, JPP? Good to see you, man. I legit just decided to have a stream because I haven't streamed in a while, and it's Monday, and I'm off today, and I had a bunch of crap to do today. So now I'm gonna sit out here and relax. And I figured we'll just hang out and stream. We'll talk about life, what's been going on, and Havoc, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well as well. Figured we'll talk about life, what's been going on, what's coming up, and yeah, then kind of go from there. JPP, just so you know, I am planning to get the Ender 3 back up on the bench here. Um, and I'm probably going to just print some parts. I know you were talking about that modular kit for the electronics. I'm probably going to just find it again and start printing those parts. We'll get that kind of moving, get it going, and get this thing done so I can take it to Midwest. Because you guys are coming to Midwest still, right? I am planning on going Sunday, but I may have to change that again and show up on Friday. There's just so many different things going on. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm still trying to make sense of everything, family first, and it seems like every time I try to make plans, things change. So I may be there Friday night and then have to leave Friday night. You're planning to head there too, Havoc? Well, that'd be sweet, man. I will be there. If all goes well, things don't change too much, I should be there Sunday for sure, but I'm going to try and get there Saturday night. Limitations are going to be finding a place to stay. If I come out Saturday night, I may talk to those in charge and see if I can just maybe park by them and just stay in my car at the event with those guys Saturday night. So basically get done Saturday with the gender reveal, baby shower, and get home, get everybody tucked in, and then drive the 3 hours out that night and see if they'll let me just park my car next to their stuff at the event and just stay at the event. I don't know. There's one way to find out. Worst case, I just pull up in the grassy parking lot area and sleep in my car there that night and then, go from there. But we'll figure something out. I don't want to make plans to say that I will be there on Saturday because I don't know. I do know that I will definitely be there Sunday, hopefully Sunday morning at the open of the event. So that is my plan. Life has been hectic. Life has been crazy. It's the end of the school year, so work is going to start getting kind of weird summery vibes going on. So it'll be the weird, like getting in early, getting off early. So maybe I can have a little bit earlier streams during the summer months. And yeah, I don't really know. I've been trying to plan some stuff. There was some talk about being on Polymaker's Meet the Maker. Not this coming Thursday because my daughter is having that surgery. So I will not be streaming this Saturday or this Thursday. So I will not be streaming this Thursday because my daughter is having surgery. So keep that in mind. Applied for a new job this week. So you understand life being crazy. Yes, Havoc. Good luck with that. I hope you applied, so I hope things go well. I'm not going to lie. I did post it out on X. I did tweet it out. If anybody knows of anybody who's interested in sponsoring like school STEM programs, I'm trying to pick up 3 of the Death Racer kits from Linktree Tech. I want to get one for me so that I can build one, have one, and show it to the STEM classes so they know what they'd be building. Show it to the STEM teachers, or the STEM teacher, so she would know what they would be building. And then they would have one that's up running and doing its thing. And then have 2 kits so that they can build them so they can have them to kind of practice against and whatnot. And then for the sake of like exhibition stuff, we can, during different assemblies and things, we can have like tournaments, like, students versus me, and we can run them and play and have some fun there, and maybe get some other schools in my area interested in it, and maybe it can kind of like pick up and take off. So, but that's my hope with that. I'm kind of hoping that maybe Sam or Big Tree Tech might have seen my post and maybe be looking to help, send me out. Ideally, 3 kits would be great. 5 kits would be better because then we could get 4 kits, 4 of them built up. But if we could at least get 3 kits, like I said, one for me to get built and have for myself, as well as the other 2 for the school, would be awesome. It'd be awesome because then, like Midwest Rep Fest, which is just across the border, and yes, it is in the summer, but we might be able to convince some parents to let students come to that, get the school to cover that, or even get a group, get some kind of a group together for the school where we have like a budget that we could actually spend some money and then be able to get the kids some hotel rooms and go to that. Rocky Mountain and 3D Printopia might be a little bit harder because of the farther distance. It's going to be a lot more travel time. That might be a little harder to do, but if we can get some interest in it, maybe we can figure something out and make that grow and then get to where we go to all 3 events every year. Fingers crossed. And JPP, you are planning on coming to Rocky Mountain or Midwest still as well. Good. Because I am hoping that here I can, hopefully soon I'll start printing parts. I've got the green ASA. If nothing else, I'll print the enclosure parts in green ASA. And then if you print other parts and bring them to Midwest, we could do something there if need be. But I at least want to get this thing assembled finally. So I'm going to slap it up here on the counter in the coming days and start printing. And hopefully while I'm out here doing stuff, I'll be streaming so people can follow along. And then we'll get it set up. We'll get the centralist homing and all that working, and yeah, get the thing running. And Havoc, you did say a 5 to 10K raise. Dude, that's awesome. I don't blame you, brother. Get the money if you can get the money. You know what I mean? Like, you know your worth, you know what you do. Go for it. Companies don't see the value in you, don't sell yourself short. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys. So right now, if you guys know of someone, they can reach out to me, message me, email me, whatever. Let me know if they'd be interested in sponsoring the Death Racers. I'll give them the school's address so they can send them directly to the school. That way they know it is legit. But they can send them to the school, and then hopefully this summer I'll be able to get a Death Racer built before the start of the school year so that I can then sit down with the high school STEM teacher, show her what they are, how they work, how they run, and then I'll have those kits and we'll be able to get them built. Hopefully that'll become something that they'll start working on and building, and then we can have them. Hopefully they'll have them done by the end of the school year would be my hope, but before then would be better, of course. From a job change day to day, requirements change every 5 minutes. Yeah, dude, that's the part that sucks. Like, see, with me, I've been there for 9 years, and in 9 years I finally, it took a good probably 4 or 5 years to get it to the point where a majority of the systems are now like a cruise control thing, and then I just, I'm just there to kind of babysit, monitor, and adapt to whatever changes come up day to day. So for the most part, a lot of my job is pretty much cruise control, so that's nice. But there's some big changes that'll be coming up here in the near future, so we'll have to work on that stuff. But it's all budgetary restraint stuff. Like I gotta get it into the budget so that they can adjust and that's where I'm spending money this year type thing, because I'm going to have a couple server upgrades coming, some Wi-Fi upgrade coming, and hopefully a phone system upgrade, and that'll get me to a much more current system and have things running a little better. But no, gang, the 4 of you that are currently here, thank you. I know some people still have to work today, so streaming midday like this, it does kind of knock out some of the people. And I haven't tweeted out either that I'm live, so nobody really knows I'm live yet. Load. That is awesome, actually. I have to respond. Give me just a second, gang. Give me just a minute. It's not Death Racers by any means, but it is still something cool, and it is awesome that they're reaching out to me about it. So I can't say like I can't say that. I mean, it's just awesome in general. I'll tell you guys here in a second. You guys know how this goes. You got to let me respond first and see how responses go. So, um, I posted looking for the Death Racer kits. I'll let you guys know. You guys know I'm very transparent about stuff. So I posted about looking for the Death Racer kits for the STEM class. So I just happened to notice I had a message today at 11:51, and it is now 2:20 my time. So I missed it, but that's because I was doing yard work and things around the house. I was mowing my parents' grass, mowed my grass. I had to patch my fence because the wind blew it down and my dog kept getting out. So I had to go figure out what hole he was sneaking out through and get that patched up. Got all that stuff done. I was walking across my backyard and I have a rabbit hole in my backyard and I wasn't paying attention. And so my left ankle, I twisted my left ankle like a moron. But it is what it is, you know. I went and relaxed in the house for a little bit, and like I said, I came out here and decided to stream and hang out with you guys and fill you in as to what's going on. But in that time, I managed to miss the message from Hedamame. So Hedamame just reached out about maybe sponsoring some Minamame kits for the school that I'm working at, which would be awesome. Not gonna lie, I really have been wanting to get some Hedamames. So if Hedamame, Minamame, if any of those, if an extra kit came along for me to do like a pre-build so that I had them and could test them and that I knew for sure how to build them, then it would be cool. So hopefully an extra kit for me comes along. I won't complain, but if not, at least we can get them built up for the kiddos. That'd be cool. They could have like, you know, headphone kits. I'll have to figure out how many kits they're willing to sponsor, and wouldn't hurt to find out how many kiddos I have in STEM next year that'll be taking maybe STEM 2 instead of STEM 1. Probably be a cool thing for the STEM 2 kiddos if they could, you know, build some kits and then have those, you know what I mean? Also, I need to say hi to Shane. I see you in there, good sir. Glad you didn't have to go today. Kind of tired of the BS. I understand completely, good sir. Trust me. Oh, side note. I've been driving my Saab for the last 2 days now. So the Saab is running. Not sure how well it's going to continue to run, but we're going to put some miles on it tomorrow. I've just been driving kind of in my local area about 5 miles. But I am going to attempt to take it to work tomorrow, which is, for those who forget, my drive to work is about 36 miles one way. So it's a 72-mile round trip tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Shane, my oldest boy. It's been a while since you've been here, and it's been a while since I've talked about it. So let me fill you guys in a little bit on the Saab situation. It's not really a Saab story. But no, Shane, the ECU, the one that you worked on, good sir, is right here. I went to, like, my son went to open it up to see if there's something he could do, and then opening it up, we cracked it. So here's the old ECU. My oldest boy has lots of free time and lots of money, so he decided to buy Dad an ECU, as well as he went and got the cables and the software and everything, and he reprogrammed that ECU to my car. Had my car learn the new ECU, I guess is how they do it. It's not the other way around where the ECU learns the car. I guess you program the car to the car to the ECU, not the ECU to the car. But anyway, he got the software, got that, and no, it wasn't you, man. It was when I took it apart. It snapped apart. I opened it up. He opened it up and he looked in there and then put it back together. Well, then I opened it up and looked in there, and as I went to, bend it open, it cracked. It's chintzy aluminum, and it's been heated on the block for how many years, on and off, getting heated and cooled. So the ECU is shot. It whatever was wrong with it was wrong with it. It's fine. My oldest boy, like I said, he got a new one for it. We got it programmed. It was still running real weird, was having some issues. Surprise, surprise, the battery died on it because it sat. And then I got it jumped and started yesterday, and the thing's been running like a dream. So I'm assuming that from sitting for so long, the fuel had gotten, nasty, because ethanol doesn't like to sit. And he had thrown some fuel additive in there. So I think that the fuel additive mixed with the old fuel and then the newer fuel that I put in on top of that all mixed up and had time to kind of come together. And running the newer fuel through with a hopefully just dead battery allowed the computer to kind of reset itself, and it seems to be running fine. I still need to fix the rear suspension issues. You're driving down the road and the back end likes to, sway on you a little bit, but that'll be the next project with that. So the Saab is back on the road. For how long, I don't know, but for right now, I'm going to drive it to work tomorrow and put some actual miles on it, and we'll see how it does. So fingers crossed there. The Saab is back up and running, and then we'll have the Saab and we'll have the Jetta. My oldest boy said he would probably be over tomorrow or tonight or today. It was yesterday or today. He was going to come over and look at the Trailblazer, and he's got to rip the top end off of that, pull the valve covers, or pull the valve cover. It's a inline 6. So pull the valve cover off, replace the gasket, do the plugs. I think he said he's going to do the plugs, coils, and an oil change on it. And then hopefully the Trailblazer will be back up and running. Then we'll have our 3 vehicles back up and running, or running good enough that if something happens, we always have an extra vehicle to fall back on. So fingers crossed. Let me take a look here real quick, though. I got to get caught up on chat. Let's see. Auto Body Shop. You run his clothes today, Havoc. Nice. Yeah, I mean, today is a day to say thank you to those we have lost who have served. So it is not a day in the States. It is not a day to pay tribute or say thank you to veterans. Veterans have their own day. This is the day to pay respects to those we have lost who have served. So that is what Memorial Day is. So if you see a vet today, this isn't the day. And I have many friends who are in the military, and when people thank them for their service today, it kind of irritates them. So if you see someone who served today, don't necessarily thank them for their service because you think today is the day to do that. It's not. This is Memorial Day. Remember those that they've lost, that we've lost. That's what today is about, is remembering the ones that we've lost. So get that out there. Not that anybody in this chat doesn't already know that. You guys are pretty good about remembering those things, or knowing those things, I should say. But yeah. You're working today, but that's because you work for an asshole. Yeah, Bob, if you could just tell that guy off one time, you know what I mean? I think you'd be a whole lot better off if you just look in the mirror and stand up to that guy. Yeah, Shane, and back to the ECU thing. Yeah, so whatever was wrong with it was wrong with it. I, like I said, the kid got the new one in there, he got it flashed, and it was still acting a little funny, but since then, now the last 2 days of driving it around town, I put probably 10 miles. I did like probably a 10, 20 mile trip just out to a couple towns over and back on the highway. And it even has a lot of pep. So I'm happy. I'm happy it's running. So you applied for the new job. You don't want to work on holidays. Yeah. To be honest with you, I know they took one of my holidays away because they gave us Juneteenth as a 12-month employee. We get Juneteenth off now, which, whatever. I mean, if I wanted time off in June prior to losing one holiday for another, I would have just taken a vacation day in June. Not a big deal because June's the only month that there's no federal holiday that we get off. So, but whatever. I'm not going to complain. I'll take it. I'll just take the vacation. I'll take the vacation day on the other holiday. Not a big issue. Looks like might be able to get things going on the RX-7. Nice, JPP. That'll be pretty sweet. Get to help your wife's friend with some plumbing issues. Ah, yes. Well, like I said, today is a day off, and I did a bunch of like chores. Mowed my grass, mowed my parents' grass, fixed my fence. You're lucky your wife does not loan you out. Yeah, my wife tries not to loan me out either, Build or Bot. So I'm pretty lucky there, unless it comes to like the family directly. That's it. Juneteenth is on the 19th. I believe it is, Shane. I believe that's the day. I believe Juneteenth is the 19th. Let me take a look here. Juneteenth. And the fact they call it Juneteenth, yeah, is the Thursday the 19th. Yeah, so it'll be federal holiday. So, yeah. Yeah, because it's Juneteenth the 19th. That's the day that I'll have off. But no, I'm kind of excited that Hedamame got a hold of me. This damn Desiree Garcia on here on X. I keep getting follows from her. She's promoting porn constantly, and I'm blocking her every single time. And every single time she just creates a new account and adds me. So I'm thinking I'm just going to mute this one instead of blocking it, because that's what I've been doing, is just blocking it. So I'll just mute it, and then there. Now it's muted. Maybe if I mute it, it'll leave me the hell alone, and I won't get like 35 of them, because I've blocked probably 10 of this same name. So if you guys are following it, please stop, because I'm pretty sure it's a scam, because like I said, I've blocked 10 accounts. So yeah. Think you got fixed time off. Should have to request Thursday through Monday off. Yeah. Laziness. Yeah. So it looks like Royal Nomi and BC are having a little grandson, because she just posted 1 hour ago, posted a picture of a cupcake they were going to. So they're going to have a grandson. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, for those who are following along with my little grandbaby to be, I've got my thoughts. Mrs. Lee Marie 3D. Hi, Keela. How are you? It was Cleela yesterday. It's Keela today. Good to see you. Yes, happy Memorial Day. Miss Keela, you missed where I reminded everyone. Clown Hammer, good to see you. I reminded everyone that today is Memorial Day, to remember those we have lost who have served, not to pay homage to those who are veterans that are still with us. So, I did give that little reminder, not that any of these guys needed that. They're all very intelligent individuals. But yeah, so Miss Keela, and Clown Hammer, since you guys are kind of the late ones to the game, today is just a hangout stream. I'm not going to be working on nothing. I've been busy all day and haven't streamed in a while, so I figured we would stream today, kind of get caught up on stuff. The plan is still to make it to Midwest Rep Rap Fest on Sunday for sure, but there may be something that comes up and I may not be able to make it on Sunday, so it'll be Friday that I'll come out. But that weekend, one of those days, I will be there. If I can come out on Saturday night, finding a place to stay for an evening might be the only kicker, because I'll be doing it on a broke budget. It'll be basically like tank of gas to get me there and home, and maybe a little bit of money for snacks while I'm there, except for some jambalaya, of course, because, jambalaya. Got to hit up Dan Adams. But other than that, for sure, it'll be one day, be out there hanging out. I got to bring Digital Dragon a couple of things. I got to bring Mr. JPP a few things. So I got to bring a couple things out for JPP, bring a couple things out for Digital Dragon, and hang out with everybody. Pretty much I'm just going to come drop off some stuff and just kind of wander around, float, hang out with everybody. If I record or go live or anything like that, I may, but I'm planning on just being in the moment with everybody. That's my plan, just to be in the moment with everyone, not looking to try and necessarily make content. If anybody has a old printer that they want to bring to give to me, feel free. I'll load what I can in my car and bring it home. I'll probably have my car. I may bring, depending on how things go, I may bring, if we get the Trailblazer running and it's running well, I may bring the Trailblazer. Then I can just crash in that for the night. And worst case, take a shower at the event if need be. But we'll see how it goes. But if I bring the Trailblazer, then I'll have a lot more room. You like your box of rocks. MJ, you have a box of rocks? Do you play with your box of rocks while you wear socks? Sorry, had to be silly and throw something in there. But yeah, so like I said, there's talk of me being on Meet the Maker with Polymaker, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So next Thursday, if that happens, the stream for that Thursday will probably get pushed out either a day earlier or maybe that Friday. We'll see what happens. But I wanted to do the giveaway stream this month, but that didn't happen because I haven't been able to get more than, like throwing together streams, like quick, like just fire up the camera and go and hang out kind of streams going this month. So hopefully in June, I'll be able to get a little bit better scheduling going, and we'll have the giveaway stream. We'll give away the, for 2K, we'll give away the LDO sponsored Galileo 2 and the Orbiter 2.5, as well as the Micro Swiss is going to give away 2 of the Flowtech hot ends, so there'll be 2 winners there, 1 for each one. Again, LDO, it'll be 1 for each. There'll be 2 winners, 1 for each. It's funny that I do this and it zoomed in. But anyway, so there'll be a total of 4 winners there, 1 for each item. And then, Steph, good to see you. It is 21:35 for you. All right. Well, it is currently 14:38 for me. So you are just a few hours ahead of me. I hope you're having a good evening. For those who don't remember military time, that would be 9:30 p.m. Hope you're doing well, Steph. But no, and then Polymaker said we could give away a few more rolls. And like I said, I don't know how many a few more is, but when we do the giveaway, there'll be a few more and I'll just give away, and maybe we'll get lucky and Polymaker will tell me that's it, stop now or something. So Zach wasn't there, so this is the place to be. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure what Zach is doing right now. But I just, like I said, it's a Monday, it's a holiday here in the States, and I'm off today, and I had a whole bunch of stuff to do this morning, this afternoon, and now I'm just kind of hanging out and figured I would stream and give everybody a little update so they know that yes, I'm still around, and yes, we're still doing the giveaway. And just kind of some general life updates. You know, I've been you know, kind of sporadic with my streams, and I wanted to set a schedule of Thursdays, but Thursdays are getting very hard to, it seems like every time I plan a Thursday stream, something happens. And if I plan Tuesday streams, the problem I run into is the third Tuesday of every month is board meeting day. So that Thursday or that Tuesday, I would have to pick a different day, but Tuesdays may be easier. I don't know. So we may end up jumping to Tuesdays. And then just that week of the board meeting, I'll just have to stream either the Monday before or the Wednesday after, just so that I'm not like stepping on toes. I did notice that, again, Polymaker does their Meet the Maker on Thursday nights, and a lot of people are there. So I think it might be easier just to do like Tuesday, you know, do them on Tuesdays, you know. But we'll kind of see how things play out. And yes, you're still alive. Yes, I am. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed or didn't notice, Clown Hammer does pens. So if you're looking for like a fancy pen, hit up Clown Hammer. I've seen some of them. They're pretty sweet. Maybe one day we'll have a MakerMind Nexus one. Poured here yesterday too, huh? Nice. See, even Mrs. Lee Marie 3D, Miss Keela, even agrees that Clown Hammer does some awesome work. So if you're needing something special, or you got somebody who maybe you want to get something kind of unique for, hit him up. I'm sure he will have something. And if you guys could do me another solid, I've been trying like crazy for a while to get Soval to send me a V0. Don't get me wrong, I'd love an SV08 Max. I would love one. But, you know, price-wise, it'd be less of a risk for them to send me a 0. So, you know. If you guys could go tell them that sending me one would be a good thing, be greatly appreciated. But I have a bunch of tiny printers. I can't wait. I can't wait till my Centauri Carbon gets here. It'd be nice to have a little bit larger printer. I want to build one of those lab racks, 10-inch rack kits. I know I talked about them a while back, but 3D prints, what's going on? How are you, good sir? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope school's getting out soon for you if it hasn't gotten out already. Don't forget, guys, 3D Prints 7 is our good friend JC Prince under a different name. So please remember, he is young and he is here hanging out. 2 more days. So you got Tuesday, Wednesday, huh? It's the same as my kids. They got they'll have tomorrow and Wednesday, and then they're done. And then tomorrow and Wednesday, they're done. And then Thursday, my daughter goes into surgery. So I'm off that Thursday and Friday, because obviously she's going to be in surgery on Thursday, and then they're going to hold her 24 hours for observation home on Friday. So you need to get back to that and just going heads down on projects. Yeah, Shane, you're always working on like cool shit, man. So for you, it would be awesome to kind of like hang out with you while you're working on it. The only thing I would recommend for you, because when you get into projects, is get some sort of a text-to-speech. That way you can kind of keep up with the chat while you're working, because a lot of your projects are very like head down, hands down working. So I would definitely recommend looking into some kind of a speech to text or text to speech for you. kind of help you out. I've been thinking about that myself, and if I should happen to ever remember, I will do that so that I can keep track of my chat, and that way when I'm over here working on stuff, I'll have chat in my ears telling me what you guys are saying. That'd be nice. But no, so like I said, the next week here, next 2 weeks are going to be a little hectic, but hopefully once we get into June a little bit more, I'll be able to better plan out what the actual schedule is going to be for the streams, and then we're going to start working on printers. Like I said, ideally I want to get this Ender 3 back here on the floor, up on the bench, and get working on that so it's ready to go, so I can take it to JPP and have it done. And if he wants to change anything afterwards, you guys will be able to follow over on his stream any changes he makes before he gives it away. So since it's been with me for, a year now, I think it's about time I get the thing done so that when I see him, it'll be ready to rock and roll. And then probably, JPP, since you're here now, I'll probably just bring this thing to Murph with me, and then we can slap it on a table somewhere, strip it down, the parts you want off of it. And then if anybody has got parts to make a Mercury one that wants to bring some parts with them, and then this way he can take the parts he needs off of that, since it is his, technically it is still his. He did give it to me, but there are parts on there that belong to him, so till he has what he wants off of it, it's not officially mine. That's how I'm looking at it. You can agree with me or disagree with me all you want, but that's how I'm looking at it. That is still technically his. But I'll probably bring that, and that one right there. Bring all of those with me so that I can give them back to their rightful owners. And then, like I said, JPP and I can go through the Ender 5 back there, which is a Mercury 1. We'll go through that and get it stripped down for him. Who knows, maybe I get lucky and I'll get some sponsorship on that one, and we'll make a Mercury 1 out of it, or we'll do the Mercury 1 with the what's the other mod that everybody's been doing for the Mercury 1s lately? I don't remember now. I'm drawing a blank. Still need to send you your spares. Yeah, Clownhammer, whenever, man. Just let me know. I wish I still had a P.O. box that I could just throw in chat and everybody could just send stuff to the P.O. box. Maybe if I get enough interest in people wanting to send me stuff, I'll fire up the P.O. box again. Or a P.O. box anyway. But yeah. For the printer rehab. Oh, yes. Clownhammer, were you coming to Midwest? Are you coming to Murph? Because if you're going to be at Murph, then cool. You can just bring it there, and I'll grab whatever you bring. Oh, that's right. Yeah, not a problem, man. Whenever. Like I said, I'm not in a huge rush to get more stuff. Realistically, right now, I need to. What I need to do is I need to start checking out Marketplace for some deals on some old Enders and stuff, like sub $100 printers that I can just purchase and have. Ideally, what I'd love is to get like a pallet of like Ender 3s, or just, some cheapo printers. Just get like a pallet of them, and then we just basically crack open a box, see what's there, see what it needs, do the rebuild, and then, just get rid of them. That, and maybe get Polymaker to send me just a pallet of filament too. That way I've got a pallet of filament, pallet of printers. I can just rebuild a printer, grab a couple rolls of filament, find somebody. We got to work on the website. I got to get with Tech Jeeper and the crew and work on that so that we can get the website up and running, so people, probably just start people stateside. You know what I mean? On Marketplace, they want like $600 for an Ender 3. Yeah, no, I'm kind of pissed at myself. I will let you guys know I missed out on a hell of a deal. There was a guy selling, was it nine Prusa Minis and a Mark III, and he wanted $600 for all of it. And of course, for that price, they all needed work. But for that price, I was planning myself personally taking a Prusa Mini or two and the Mark III and keeping them for myself, get them rebuilt and then keep them for myself, and then take the rest of the minis and rebuild them, get them for, functioning printing, and then giving those away. That was kind of my plan. If that's a big if it was going to come to be, but it didn't, because I don't have that kind of money, Yeah, built over bot. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I know that my good friend Shane also mentioned that he would assist. So I think if my good friend Shane is still listening in and he is not busy, I think I may get with the boys and see if we can get the login credentials and then kind of let Shane work his magic. Because for those who don't know, what I'm trying to do is just set up the 3D Printing Rehab Project's website. We have a domain name set up already. Just want to get the a domain name set up, or we have the domain name set up. I want to get a web page set up where people can go and find out more about what the project is. And then we want to have it set up where people can register to become a part of the project. There'll be some vetting going on in the beginning because want to make sure that these people have the same intentions that we do, not just looking to be a drop-off point to get a bunch of free stuff to just fix, build, and then put on Marketplace. We want them to have the same mindset where you get it for free, you fix it for free, whether you stream your rebuild and then you can just do like hashtag printer rehab or whatever, and then people will know where to find you so they can follow along in your projects. Shrimp Daddy, what's going on, Martin? But we want people that are like-minded, where they just want to get more people into 3D printing and they want to fix an old printer and give it away to someone to help build them, get them started. So we'll have, tables are empty, says Stephen Machado. See, Steven's already, chomping at the bit to become a member and come be a part of the project. Because like it was said, just because it started with me doesn't mean it needs to end with me. And I'd prefer it not. I would prefer this be something where companies can go to the website. They can see that we are legitimately trying to help get more people in there. And if they've got, older products, B stock stuff, whatever the case may be, that can help us, they can send it our way to help us out. Ideally down the road, register to be a nonprofit. That way it helps businesses be more interested in wanting to work with us. But the start is just kind people with a kind heart who want to do something nice. So no, you're not going to get anything more than recognition on a website. And when we go to events and stuff, maybe if there's enough people interested, we can start doing things at the events where we get a table and people can bring us old printers that they don't want anymore, and we can rebuild them at the event and give them away at the event. That is something I'm excited for. That's something this isn't one of those dramatic moments where you zoom in. Stop it. But that's just kind of like, ideally that would be something that I would have fun with, So you're going to have to approve the people added, I take it. Well, that's the thing. They can come in and they can kind of like, they can come in and sign up. I would like to have some kind of a, like a sign up process where you can come in, you can log in, you'll have your info, and then you can check boxes that say, would like to donate or help with the project. Stop it. Where you can say, I'd like to donate to the project, and then, you can find people near you. What would be is like, we're not looking to like dox people, so we don't want to have like your direct address, but you just put like your city and state, so people know city and state where you're at in reference to them, and then they can get things to you. If you're one of the people who has signed up to be a part of the actual 3D printing rehab project, they can meet up with you, they can drop it off to you, they can ship it to you. However, they'd be able to contact you directly and say, hey, I see you're part of this. I have these things I'm not going to use. Can I get them to you? And then these people can kind of help build up their stockpiles of parts and printers and have these things to rebuild. And then with them being a part of the website and being part of the program, then we can work with companies like Polymaker for filament and get these people filament so that they can give that away with the printers as well. Obviously, you know, we have to take our time and grow slowly, because if companies are going to be just giving things away, we need to remember to be respectful of that. If for whatever reason, you know, it gets to that point where we're not able to get sponsors to help cover things, ways for people to be able to donate monetarily to the program, and then be able to take that money and use it to purchase filaments to get to, you know, the other people in the program would be nice. And also like parts and things that they may need, or, you know, it's going to be kind of fun and it's going to grow. And for right now, it's going to be more of a, I don't want to say a Wild West, but it is going to be more of a, people, like-minded individuals who will work with what they have to get it done. And as we have more options and we grow and gain more people, we get in the eye, you know, get in front of more people and get more exposure with the program. Because I've been doing it for over a year now, 2 years now, whatever it's been, and in a year, 2 years, I still just me, and not too many people know who I am and what I do, other than I'm just an idiot with a webcam. So, but it would be nice to have that. And then also on the website, have a place where people can go and nominate someone, because we don't necessarily want to be putting out there other people's financial situations. You know, we don't want to be putting out there, you know, I personally have not been a fan of taking photos with me giving these printers away to people who are less fortunate and, you know, posting it on social media. I don't feel comfortable taking a picture of someone knowing that their financial situation is similar to mine, where I would love to have a row of bamboos or something behind me that's really expensive and be able to just print parts all day long and do that. But they can't, because financially they can't afford to. So I don't want to put someone's, you know, misfortunes out there as a, hey, look what I did. You know what I mean? Like, I do it for me and for the community. I don't do this for the publicity of it. So it's hard to get companies to hop on board that freight train when that freight train has no passengers, or that train when it has no passengers. I mean, it has passengers, you just can't see them. So, but yeah, I still like what I'm doing. I still want to do it, and I'm just hoping that there's enough people in the community that are spread out far enough that we can keep it going and grow to more areas. You know what I mean? Like, I would just love to be able to see, instead of somebody who lives, say, in California wants to get me parts. Well, if there's 2 or 3 people in California that are doing this or part of the program, send it to them, contact them, reach out to them, say, hey, this is what I have. Would you be interested in these parts, or could I get these parts to you, or can I get these printers to you, or whatever? And then can you just rebuild them and give them to somebody else, and then get them into the hobby? So that's where I'm at with it. I want to be able to reach more people, and by myself, I can't do that. So let me take a look here. I kind of missed a little bit of chat, guys. Give me a minute here while I kind of go back. Wow, JPP. Yep. Once you get a hole, or hold your hands, like stop sign, talk to the hand with the autofocus. Yeah, it'd be nice. And JPP says, doing good considering. 3D Medic Vince, we got some hellos in there. Some more back and forth chatting. You may add an option for doxing for like stores that take part. Yeah. It will help, or it will be opening 3D print store. I think next year here. Sell filaments and repair printers. Nice. It's pretty sweet, good sir. Tech Jeeper, there he is. Hey, Tech Jeeper, we were talking about you, and we know that you kind of got your plate full, and I'm talking about the website stuff. So my good friend Shane, right underneath you there in the chat, he also does some web design stuff. So if you have a lot on your plate, and like I said, I still got to get the login info. I got to quit dragging my butt on that. We've been talking about this for like 2 months now, so I really need to get that info and get that off. But Shane has also offered to assist with the website design stuff. So, yeah, hop on a call with Tech Jeepers so that we can get a list of what all is needed to be done. Shane, sounds like a plan. If Tech Jeepers got time, we can get a little group conversation going, the three of us. Think might be much of an issue, maybe overthinking slightly, just suggestion. Wait, what did I miss here? Suggestion put forth about having recipients be chosen by nomination. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we can do where people can at least go and like nominate somebody. I don't necessarily want to put out too much info, but like they can just go to the site and nominate and say like, this is the reason why I choose this person. Then we can kind of like sit down and have like maybe like a monthly we go through and pick the people that we want to give printers to, and then they go out to them or whatever the case may be. We'll figure that part out. Stephen Machado, yes, I will be at Murph one of the 3 days. For right now, it still sounds like Sunday will be the day I will be there. I may get in Saturday night, depending on what time we get done. I may drive in Saturday night and sleep in my car or find somebody's extra couch or something, figure something out. I'll figure it out. This is one of those, I'll probably just drive out there and say, hey guys, I'm here. If anybody's got a place I can crash for the night, let me know. So I may do that, figure it out. I just figure it out. Steven, stop. Oops, wrong hand, wave. If you guys got to do a forum, anything, let me know. A few dozen of those. All right. We'll let you know. Good, sir. Stephen or Michael Cassell. Good to see you, man. Hey, Mr. Cassell, I need to get with you some point because like we said, we were talking about the website and stuff for the printer rehab project, and you're a design guy, so maybe if you've got some downtime or whatever and you're willing to maybe donate some time and potentially some materials to help out a little bit, I think it'd be kind of cool to get some get a design out there for the project, and then get some stickers and things made up. Be kind of cool. That way, as people work on these printers and get them done, they can slap the sticker on there so people will know where it came from. You know what I mean? Any idea for brands? Where it can be located? Yeah. You'll bring one? Okay. Thank you, Stephen Machado. Thank you. Maybe we'll get lucky and won't be too hot. Maybe. I don't know. With the way this summer is starting out, it seems like it's been pretty good. I know that years past this time of year, it's been quite toasty. So maybe we'll get lucky and be a little bit of a chiller summer. It'd be kind of nice. You're at work right now? Yeah. No, I kind of figured as much, good sir. I figured between you and Mr. DeWitt 3D, I could probably talk to one of you guys and see about getting something done, because I'd like to get a little something going, get an actual on Titter. Yeah, I'd like to get a little something going on with like a logo. We have a domain name, so if that'll help a little bit, and then get like a logo done up, and then maybe get some stickers and whatnot. Only Shane's. It's a shame that all the only whatevers have all been taken, because I would have loved to have gotten Only Dan's. Let me go see. Did I get a response back? No, not yet. So for those who are kind of popping in now, I did put out on Twitter that I was looking for some potential sponsors or a sponsor to purchase a couple of Death Racer kits for my high school STEM class, because it's been something I've been trying to do for the last, year now since they announced the kits. I've been trying to get somebody to sponsor a couple of kits for my school's STEM program to try and help bring it into an EDU setting, get it into the EDU sector, as it were. And I figure my school doesn't have a robotics team, so get a STEM, use it as like a STEM project where they can build them up in our STEM too. So I am looking for somebody that would be interested in doing that. If anybody is, just message me. I'll tell you the address to the school. What I'm kind of hoping for, just so everybody knows, I like transparency. You guys like when I'm transparent, so I will tell you I'm hoping for 3 kits, 1 for myself personally, as well as 2 for the school. So I would have 1, I would print and build it and get it ready to go, and then hopefully have it to show to the kids in the STEM class so they can kind of see how they work, how they're built. And then, I would obviously have one so I could come to events and participate, as well as potentially bring my STEM classes with me, or the STEM class with me to these events, and have them participate. So that is the hope. They would see one, see how it's built, see how it works, and then they could build them, they could build them up and bring them, and then hopefully, print some extra parts, and then be able to come to these events and play and have fun. And, maybe even we get some other schools interested in our area, and maybe we get, like evenings, some evenings we have like death racer matches, and, the schools compete, and maybe we can get some companies in the 3D printing space involved in maybe helping sponsor some prizes to winning teams. I know that gets a little hectic because of the way schools are allowed to receive gifts and not, and this and that. So I don't know how that would work, but that would all be stuff I would work out as it becomes more popular with other schools. But it'd be kind of cool to start like a death racer, start death racers in the EDU sector. Maybe we'll be down the road, get a website set up for that and be able to keep track of rankings and stuff like that. And maybe we get more schools involved, and at these events, the Murphs and Earths and, Rocky Mountain, the Murphs, the Rumurphs, we get more stateside schools involved, and maybe they start coming to these events as well, and then they can participate, and just be kind of fun to get more in the EDU side going, or even maybe put together like an EDU event instead of having it be more of a kind of open to all, make it open to schools where they can bring the students, and the students can, check out like the death racers and the drag racers and the little bots, the little battle bots, the nanobots, or whatever they're technically called, but be able to have them all partaking in stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool too. But that's just me thinking, and if somebody takes those ideas and runs with them, great, have fun. I'm happy being a muse, man. I will put ideas out there and you run with them. Not really worked everything out. Yes. 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 Talk to Mrs. Keela when it comes to ambrosia. I wish I made enough money doing this that I could afford to get a storefront, get an actual office, and stop doing work and start doing more of like this, and then building printers, repairing printers, and have like a storefront where I could have some printers and filament and stuff like that available. The problem is going to be, funding as usual, because with zero money in the bank, I have no money to try to risk it. But I think for me, there's a mall about 15, 20-minute drive for me. There's an old mall that has a lot of storefronts that are still open. So maybe it would be a cool thing to talk to them and see what kind of rent would be and things like that. It'd be kind of cool. Maybe do something like that. You have a store, you just want to do a little remodeling before you dock yourself. Yeah, build over bot. It's always a good idea to make sure you're prepared for the doxing before you dox. For me, if anybody looks up the Peru Mall in Peru, Illinois, that's where I would be thinking. and just set up in the mall there, because they've got a lot of empty stores because everyone's pulling out, and something like this doesn't exist in my area. There's no, like, the closest place to get filaments and printer parts and things like that is going to be quite a drive for my area. You got to drive about an hour and a half, either north or south. So and there's more and more people every day getting interested in 3D printing around my area. I'm hearing about people all the time. So if I could carry, so like Micro Swiss stuff and get some printers and, you know what I'm saying? Like, be able to have a storefront with all that stuff in it, it'd be great. I would love to do that if I knew that it would be something I could do. Captain Kern, what's going on, good sir? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if you were streaming or not. I just sat down and fired up a stream. So I've been going for, what, an hour now. Yep, just hit the hour mark. Yeah, so Built Over Bot, you can talk to Coex as well. Talk to Greengate. I know Rich is always happy to get his stuff in a store. So you guys talk to him too, you know. Maybe remember the laser. Oh. Anyway, recommend a laser to etch black/gold plate business cards. The Jamitsu CNC. Yeah, off the top of my head, I am not good with lasers, so I do not know, good sir. I do not know. But if anybody has a recommendation, please let Mr. Cassell know. You're out in the woods. I am definitely out in the woods, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, I am. My town is one of the larger towns in my county. The county I live in is the smallest county in Illinois, so if you look at a map, you'll find the county I live in. Get an IR laser. BuiltOrBot says get an IR laser. Yeah, I would like to have, something something in my pocket. It'd be great to have like LDO kits and stuff like that available if somebody wanted to go crazy, It'd be kind of fun. You have an atom stack. That is really good, though. Driving out to meet someone to get it. Yeah. Yeah, I have the longer that I got from Tripod a while back. It's hanging on the wall there. And then my mother-in-law got a 2 trees that she wanted and then didn't want. So now I have. So I have one of the 2 trees desktop lasers. They're both diode lasers. So nothing great. You have 12K in your entire county. I think there's, well, let me look here real quick. Hold on. According to the 2023 census, my town has 1,319 people in it. That's the 23 census. Let me look up my entire county. According to this, the entire county has a whopping 5,600 people. So we have 5,600 people in the entire county, according to the as of 2023. $35.6 times. Okay. But yeah, so there's a whopping 5,600 people in my county. Yeah. You were wrong, 46. So see, look, I'm bigger than where Built Over Bot lives. My county is that your town or your county? Ah, it's in the county. Okay.
So the amount of people that live in my town or in my entire county is still less than the amount of people that live in your town, Mr. Cassell. Yeah. Your town is only 330 people? Yeah. I would love to live in a small town like that. I ain't gonna lie. I would love to live in a smaller town. Don't get me wrong, I love this town. I love my house. This is where I married my wife. This is where we raised our kids. I don't ever want to leave this house, but if it ever came down to it, I would love to live in a place where my nearest neighbor was like a mile, 2 miles away. I would love to have space. Yes. Maybe 10,000. Zachary, there's Mr. Zachary 3D Prince. I really am upset that I did not make it to Rocky Mountain, if for no other better reason than to see Mr. and Mrs. 3D Prince. Because I've only seen your wife once on a stream, and then the few videos that you've posted from Murph. So it would have been nice to meet the woman that puts up with your craziness, good sir. JPP says less than 7,000 in your little town. Well, there's still more in your little town than there is in my entire county. According to the 23 census data, of course. Because I don't know the more current numbers. I know a few people have been born, a few people have passed, a few people have moved out, a few people have moved in. So it's hard to tell. Hard to tell. She might be on stream soon. That'll be cool, man. Yeah, I still keep pushing to get Sam to come join me on streams, but she just doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to come hang out with you guys. See how she is? She's a bully. You've lived in apartments that have had more people than your town? Yeah, I can see that. Your town was offering 5,000 to move there. Damn. That would have been nice. That's pretty awesome, though. Yeah, like I said, guys, it is just a kind of a lazy hangout day. I like legitimately I'm just staring at chat talking to you guys. I haven't grabbed a project. I'm not planning to do anything right now. It's just hang out with you guys. I'm probably I said I might give away a roll of filament, and since we're not doing the 2K stream, let me get the form up so that you guys can all get in there, because we'll go ahead and give away a roll of Polymaker today. Why not? Let me get the form up. Got to find the right form. There we go. Let's open the form. Let's go to responses. Oh, wait, I gotta go back here first. Go to send. Get the link, shorten the URL. I hate the fact that Google gives you the long URL as well as offers you an option to check for short URL. I just think it should just give you the short URL. I think it just makes more sense, right? Let's close that. Let's click this. Let's delete all responses. Click OK. Now the sheet is clear. We'll open it up. Bam, there's the link. Please, everybody, click that little link there. Get yourselves entered, and we'll give away a roll of Polymaker. And remember, if you don't want to win, enter anyway, because it makes the wheel look cooler with all those names on there. You know. You haven't done much maker stuff recently, so you want to get stuff and I'm waiting to get stuff in. There you go. It's nice to know that somebody is just lurking in the background and hasn't said anything yet. There's Jeremy. What's going on, Mr. Lee Marie? The other half of the Marie. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Just a boring hangout stream, just talking and updating people on life. And now we're going to give away a roll of filament because everybody's put up with me for an hour. So I figure it's only fair And since I'm not doing the Thursday stream, because again, my daughter will have is having surgery on Thursday. They're going to be fusing the bones in her ankles to help her get away from her flat-footedness, and hopefully she'll be able to stop having to wear leg braces. So that is the hope. But in the end, ultimately, if it fixes the issues with her feet, yeah, Thorpe was lurking. I saw that, but you know, I figured I would just let him hide. I wasn't going to out him, but since he said something in chat, I figured I'd say he was the lurker. Yeah, exactly. Built over bot. You don't put up with me for free. Yeah, see, Zachary, you weren't live, so Steph came over here to hang out. But yeah, so I'll give you guys, I don't know, we'll give it probably another like 5 minutes, and then I'll close the form and we'll do the giveaway. Guess I should get the wheel ready, huh? Wheel of names, and let's clear off all the entries. So let's go ahead and clear the wheel. Get all those names of people who are not present. There we go. Let's close the ads. There we are. All right, the wheel is ready when the names are all collected. Yeah, she missed 2 streams. The first was for Rummerf, and then the other one was for Printed in Amsterdam. Yeah, I saw that. That would have been a cool event to go to too. It looked like there was a lot of cool stuff there. The audio is crap, so much background noise from the camera. Yeah, it's all right, Captain. Trust me, more people just are interested in seeing what was going on than what was being said, just saying. In my past experiences, people don't really care so much about what was being said as much as what was going on. So, you know, just put that out there. There's 17 people currently viewing my stream, and there's only 9 people currently entered. So please, again, guys, the link is pinned over here. Click the link and get entered. Even if you can't win, we can always respin. It'll just make the wheel look better with all those names. Let's make that wheel look awesome. Everybody get entered, please. You can always choose to respin. You can say, respin. Maybe one day we'll have other filament sponsors. I know some companies, some people can't or feel like they shouldn't enter because they're representing the company. You still enter. We'll just respin, and we know why we'll respin. But, you know, just putting it out there. I know that, you know, that Torpedo guy, he's won a few times now, so we'll see if he wins again. I'll call it out now, and we'll see if he wins again. But I know Captain could probably use a roll of filament, so maybe Captain will win. The event was for content creators and companies. Interesting. Yeah, it kind of got that vibe. That guy Clownhammer was hard to track down. He never stayed in one place. Yeah, you know. Gotta head out. Good luck, everyone. Hello. Okay, Shane. Hey, Shane, if you enter, man, if you enter to win, remember, I don't say you have to be present to win. So if you enter and you're not here, whoever wins wins. I don't do the be present to win because I know people have lives and they got to get on to do stuff. And even if they're here for just a few minutes, it helps out. And I quite enjoy that. Should have pinged him on Discord. Oh, yeah, I really did miss, you know, not making it to Rocky Mountain this year. I really would have loved the opportunity to like go and see everybody. I guess I'll tell a little story and we'll kind of go from there. But from all the content I've been seeing and viewing, I feel as though this year my mental state, my mindset, I probably would have been lost at the event. Like I feel like maybe I don't fit in parts of the community anymore. It's just where I'm at, and it's my own head. but I feel like certain parts of the community I don't fit in anymore. And I know it's a me thing. I know it's in my head, and I just need to, stop thinking and just start reacting and enjoying. So, but Midwest has always been like the first event for me, and I've managed to be there every year since. And the plan to be there again this year is there, and I'm going to go again. It is the closest one to me. It is the easiest one for me to get to. I can get there on a tank of gas. I can get there and home on a tank of gas, which makes it very easy for me to get to, because fill the tank and go. Whether I, have a place to stay or not, that's to be decided. But realistically, I can do like I'm going to do this year, drive out for a day and then drive home and spend a day with everyone. And they know I'm there, and those who want to see me will find me and will hang out. And those who don't, they won't approach me, they won't care, and they'll continue to do what they do. Yeah, and it, I get what you're saying there, it's still go and have a good time. Exactly. And that's why, like I said, my hopes for next year is that we'll get things going, and I'll have more of a reason to be at these events. Like I said, it would be cool to have like a table set up where people can bring printers to the table, and they can be like, here, I just want to give this to you, and then I can take it. And if we have the parts and the means available, we can rebuild printers at the event and give them away at the event. Somebody coming through that came because they saw a 3D printing event and they're interested in 3D printing, maybe they can't afford it. To get into the event is free, so they just want to go look, do some like basically do some window shopping. Maybe they can leave there with something. It'd be kind of cool. Get them started into the hobby, and tell them, here's the printer. We're not the tech support. We're giving you the printer. We're giving you the filament. Now you get to put in the legwork. Get on YouTube, watch some videos, watch tutorials, learn how to use your product, get familiar with it, and kind of help to start them down the path. What they do with it after that would be completely up to them. But it would be the usual routine where, like I ask people, if I give you a printer and you decide it's not for you, find someone in a similar situation and pass it along. Don't put it on Marketplace and sell it for $100, $200. Don't do that. Pass it along. It was given to you, so give on with it, You go because it's relaxing, knowing you're in a crowd and we'll all have the same hobbies and interests. Yeah, don't feel like a third wheel. I understand that completely. 3D printer rehab sounds like a great time for me. That's what I'm saying. Like, we could have, like, it'd be great if for next year when we start the events to have a space, bring some tools, get some boards together, get print heads, all the parts that we could possibly need, have those, bring the, even if, it's one of those things where it's like we set up in a trailer outside the event and people can come up to the trailer and we can work on these things out of a trailer in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Just, if we can't necessarily get a spot inside, get a spot outside, just pull up our trailer, roll down the door. What would be really cool is if we could get like an old, like a food truck or like a food trailer, you know what I mean? That has like the pop-up door on the side. And then we could just kind of deck it out with some tools and some printer parts and stuff. And then people could walk up and be like, here, I want to just give this to you guys to put, and we can just take that and put it in another vehicle or something, maybe bring a box truck to hold, all that kind of stuff. And then just have the trailer with just the parts we need, But that's what I'm saying. Like, even like a food truck or something that has the door on the side of it that we could just pop the door, people could walk up and then, just put on the side of it, printer rehab project. We rebuild 3D printers and give them away to those who can't afford to get a hobby, something like that on the side. And, have, or an old tool truck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Clown Hammer. Have something like that we could just drive to the events, park it, and work out of that. And, you know, if there's more people that are a part of the community that want to help, it could be like, well, let's take turns so everybody can have some time where, you know, this is what I'm doing on this printer right now. Your tag, you're in, you come in for a couple hours, put in some time, talk to people about the project, what we're doing. And then that gives people time to kind of venture around, and that would be an ideal situation. That would be an ideal solution. And then even still, if we have a truck or a trailer, it could be like a pop-up thing too, where we could just like drive to places and say, hey, on this day at this time, we're going to be here from this time till this time. If you have printers or parts that you would like to give, you know, to the project, feel free to show up. And also, as we, you know, as we have printers available, we'll give them away, you know. Gary, what's going on, man? Good to see you. But so, I mean, in an ideal world, I would love to get an old truck or trailer, an old food truck or something like that that has that and be able to do that with it. It'd be great. So I said I could just drive that to you know, Midwest, Rocky Mountain, take it out to the, you know, 3D Printopia and be able to just park the thing and be able to just do what I want to do, which is fix old printers and give them away, you know? And the cool part is because it's my truck, my trailer, whatever, I could even set up like a streaming rig in it so that when I'm at these events, you know, I could have, you know, camera, laptop, get Starlink, throw it on the top and actually stream at the events from within the truck so you guys can kind of watch as the rebuilds were going on. See how my brain is working? This is the ADHD going. Like, these are the ideas. This is the stuff that I'm thinking about. This is where my head's at right now. Like right now, I want a freaking food truck in my driveway that I can start retrofitting, renovating, making it, you know, do something. You're designing a concession trailer right now. So see, you know where I'm at. And then I could drive it up to you and you could design a wrap for it and wrap the truck or the trailer or whatever. I mean, a truck would be easier because it's one vehicle. A trailer would be nicer because then if someone needed the trailer, if anybody in the community wanted to use the trailer, they could come pick up the trailer and go. You know what I mean? And that would be pretty sweet too. So you want a food truck for shaved ice. So what you're saying though, then what you're saying is, Keela, here's what I need to do. What I need to do is I need to get a food truck and a concession trailer and then pull the trailer behind the truck and use the truck for food and shaved ice and have the trailer for the printer part stuff. So people can come up and while they get their printers rebuilt or while we're rebuilding printers and stuff and they're bringing parts, they can go over and get a free shaved ice for donating. Is that what you're telling me? Last food truck wrap was like 10K. So what you're telling me there, Mr. Cassell, is it's going to cost me 10K to wrap my truck or trailer or whatever. And then it's still going to be the cost of the truck. And then it's still going to be the cost to like set it up and get it ready for 3D printing rehab instead of food prep. So what you're telling me is I'm going to be into this for probably 100 plus. All right. Anybody got 100 grand I can borrow? Anyone? Anyone got like 100K that I can have? I can have. I would rather not borrow it, but if I could have it, if you got 100K I can have, I'll start looking for food trucks like right now. Get me a food truck. We'll start with a food truck because then it's a vehicle that we can have and use and you know, do that with. That'd be kind of cool. So, I mean, you guys obviously like the idea, right? I mean, you know, if I rolled up to an event like that and was able to work out of it, you know what I'm saying? Local U-Haul is auctioning off their old trucks. They had 28 footers, went for like $2 grand. Damn, be nice. If you're going to dream big. Yeah. About to double on the wrong side of zero. So no, it's all right, Viking. I understand, man. You'd make me a deal, $9,999. Hey, I'd buy that for $1. Get the joke? Oh, and 99 cents. Yeah. But no, Mr. Cassell, trust me, good sir. If it ever was a thing that could come to fruition and be a real thing, I would definitely, you would definitely be my stateside guy that I would hit up for getting the design put together and getting it wrapped up. Yes. Um, but no, guys, I realistically, I think that would be kind of cool to have a truck, and then just I could talk to Midwest and say, hey guys, I just want to, I got my own truck. I don't need a place. I'll pay for a sponsorship. Can I just park the truck, by the door? People can walk up and ask who we are and what we do, and then, talk to Justin about seeing if there's something they could do about letting me park somewhere. Cause I know that I know at Rocky Mountain, the one year they had the trucks park around back by the loop. I could always park out there, and obviously would have to pay for sponsorship, I'm sure. But and then at 3D Printopia, I don't know how that would work. It would be mostly I'd have to talk to Vicky and the gang and see if that would be something they could do or have somewhere for me to put it. But ideally, that this is how my brain works, guys. These are things that I've been thinking about, like what would be cool to have. And then, like I said, the pop-up locations where I could say, hey, I could talk to Micro Center. There's a Micro Center like an hour and a half from me. I could talk to them and say, hey guys, here's what I do. This is who I am. Could I bring the truck out and park it in your parking lot and have an event here, say from this time till this time on this day, and then go to the Micro Center and do that. And then maybe I can talk to, like I said, that mall that that's near me. I could talk to them and see if I could set up in their parking lot for, a day, and then have people come out, check it out, and maybe even get Dan's 3D printed tacos. Yeah. Start doing 3D printed tacos as our little 3D printer giveaway thing, But it would be cool to even when they do food truck events, to see if they could let me sneak in there and be a part of their food truck events where, I just pull up and do that. That's what I'm saying, Thorpe. I don't know. I don't know what I would need and what I would have to do, but these are all things that if I had it, I would definitely be looking more into it. Or if the means of being able to do it were there, I would definitely be looking more into the defined details of it. You know what I mean? You want a 3D printed taco? We could do 3D printed taco, since it was if it was an old taco truck, that would make it even that much better, because it started life as an old taco truck. So as a homage to the taco truck, we give out 3D printed tacos to people. That'd be kind of cool. You could print one with the Cocoa Press and do Choco Tacos. You could. You definitely could, JPP. You guys could do Choco Tacos. I'm sure for that you'd need some kind of a food permit. Oh, I gotta look at Discord real quick, and then we'll do the giveaway. So give me a second, check Discord. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, because see, the thing for me is that wouldn't be bad, because I wouldn't need any of the equipment inside. So that right there could be a return on investment, because buy the truck and sell the equipment out, because all I'd need is some shelving and some flat desk space. I mean, probably wouldn't hurt to keep the hood on it so that this way I could exhaust printers out, Captain. That'd be kind of cool. And it's already a flat color, so it's already a good base to get wrapped, so I wouldn't have to worry about paying an arm and a leg to have to cover stuff up. But yeah, because in my case, I just want the truck. I need the shell, Hey, Zybertech, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. We're talking about a silly idea I've had in my head that these guys are all throwing ideas out there. Financially, I'm not in a good place to do this, but I guess I'll share the idea again, a little quick Cliff Notes version. So with the 3D printing rehab project, where I've been rebuilding old printers, just giving them away and wanting to have ways to go to events and stuff and not necessarily have to keep loading and unloading parts, I had talked about the idea of an old food truck, or an old food concession trailer is what Mr. Cassell's been calling them, concession trailer, where I could just pull it up to the event near the doors. People could walk out and talk to us. They could give us printers. We could work on printers in the truck and then just give them away to people at the events. And so Captain just sent me a single owner 2007 food truck workhorse concession. It's in Colorado Springs, which is a bit of a drive for me, but the price tag on it is a whopping $1,400, it says. And it says that all of the equipment is included. So for me, I don't need the equipment. I don't need that. So I could take that stuff out and sell it. Yeah, fly down, drive home. Exactly, Captain. But, you know, I don't need the equipment inside. I just need the truck. Because for me, it's going to be basically a wall of shelves for parts, miscellaneous things. And then probably have some filament in there. So we have filament to give away with the printers. And then obviously a shelf that we could put a couple of printers on so that we can print parts as needed. So, you know, a couple of printers to put in there, some shelving to just hold everything, and then basically like a workbench to actually work on printers and stuff with. So that's really all I needed for is the space to do that. The rest of it, like all the refrigerator, it's got a generator, which we'll need that obviously for power, but it's got a fridge, a freezer, the counter could go, the salad prep fridge could go, the deep fryers, the grill, the range, steam table, the condiment sink, or the compartment sink, the hand washing sink, those could get pulled. I'd probably leave the hand washing sink. It doesn't hurt to have a sink, right? So leave the hand washing sink in it. And then the cupboards and storage, we'll see what those actually entail, because in none of the pictures do I actually see any of the actual storage. But really all I need is, like I said, you know, air conditioning is there. I stopped. It's too pricey. Yeah. The fact it's a working generator and AC is awesome. Yes. You know, so that would be cool. And like I said, I could pull the exhaust stack off the top. I don't necessarily need something that big. Realistically, I could probably pull that off of there and just put like a smaller little, you know, little elbow vent tube so that it can just vent any of the nastiness out of it that way. But yeah, maybe sell tacos too. Plastic. Yeah. But also that's kind of what, you know, Captain just sent me. It's an 07, so it's a newer. It does have a fire suppression system, it looks like, in there already. Probably wouldn't hurt to keep that in there just for giggles, you know. But really, that's all built into the hoods and stuff, which wouldn't need to worry about that. Probably just do a couple fireballs. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, well, gang, click the link, get entered real quick for the giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and close it here in a few, and then I got 16 people in now. There's 18 people watching, so give a few minutes for the rest of the people to get involved. But yeah, I mean, just talk to the events, back to what I was saying, but talk to the event organizers and see if I could park the truck near there and just leave it near a door where people can walk out and talk to us about what we do and have everything we need right there in the truck. We wouldn't have to load stuff in and out. We could just pull the truck up, do what we got to do, and then at the end of the event, hop in our truck and drive off. And then, like I said, we can do pop-up events and things like that with the truck. So a trailer would be nice, like I said, for the ability for it to be passed around to people in the community that want to go out and do events. They could take the truck and go. Captain Kern makes, yeah, do cocoa press and sell them. Yeah, see, that's the thing. With food prep, though, the problem you have is you got to carry a special license for food prep. For this, I don't think we'd have to carry too much of a license of much. But we would have to get like a vendor permit in the areas that we would be in. We'd have to get some kind of vendor permit, I'm sure, which probably wouldn't take much if I tell them, look, I'm not selling anything. I am legitimately giving away stuff. I am taking stuff in for free that people are giving to me or donating to the project. They're donating it to it. And then we take it in, we rebuild printers, we give them away. That's all we do. We're not turning a profit of any kind. We're not making any money. At least there's no money to be made right now. Anybody wants to monetarily donate, there'll obviously be links on the side that they can, you know, scan and send money to if they'd like to. And then that money would go towards, obviously, you know, the vehicle to parts. And if I have to pay somebody for time than to pay somebody for time. So that would be cool. But yes, liability does suck. You are correct, Stephen Machado, and the fact that even when you do something for nothing, you still have to pay to cover your ass against everything. So, but those are all things I'm willing to go up against if the opportunity ever arises where I can get a vehicle like that and be able to do that with it. It would be cool. So, yeah. But let's go ahead and close this thing off now. I'm going to go ahead and stop accepting responses here in 3, 2. I think it was at 2, right? So 2. Yeah, I said 2, right? We did say 2, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, 2. And 1. 1. It's closed. All right. No more responses coming in. Let's highlight all the names here. Make sure that I have 17 names when I paste it into the wheel. I don't want to dox anybody, so I gotta wait till I get them pasted in. There are 17 names. Now we'll go ahead and switch over to that screen right there. There are these 17 names. I was at 3. Chris Travis, you just missed the entry, good sir, but if you'd like to get in, just tell me. I will put your name in. I will give you that opportunity because I haven't spun the wheel yet. So Chris Travis, if you want to get in on for a roll of Polymaker filament, say something quickly before I pick a number. All right, guys, pick a number. Just pick a number. Try to make it an easy one for me. Let's not go crazy. I see a 6 from Vince. He was the first one. Cyber came in with a 7. Mrs. Lee Marie came in with an 18, and Clown Hammer came in with an 8. So I saw the 6 first. So thank you, Mr. 3D Medic Vince. Thank you. So we're gonna do 6. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. Now, here we go. Who's going to be the winner of a roll of filament from Polymaker today? And then don't forget, before I end the stream, I like to send you out the message. So let's see who it's going to be. It's going to be Skyrim. Yep, Skyrim, you win. So give me a few. I'm going to jump back to here so I don't dox anybody. Let me grab Skyrim's info. I will get the email sent off so I can get the response back, and we can get the code sent off to you, Skyrim. So let me hop in here and get it for you. Let me see. There we go. Click here. Click here. Got to wait for the form to load. There we go. All right. Today's date. And we gave away 1. And we hit submit. And then we wait patiently for the response back. And while we're waiting for the response, let me go grab Skyrim's. Let's remove Skyrim from there. Let's click here. Let's go find Skyrim's email address so that we can have it ready to go. Finding Skyrim in the list. Finding Skyrim in the list. There he is. Skyrim. Skyrim, do you still receive email at that address? Wow. You do not have to be present to win, sir. That is not a rule on here, but I'm getting the email prepped for you. So let me go ahead and put that in there. Subject, you are the wiener. Here is the link and the code. Thank you. Whoops, I can't even spell today. There we go. I got my side of it ready to go. Let's see if I received it. I did. All right, let's get the code copied real quick. Copy. Paste. And then let's get the form for you, the link to the form. There we go. All right, since you are here though, Skyrim, I am clicking send right now. Boom, I sent it. Give it a minute or two, check your email, make sure you received your code. It's always nice when you are here because then I can verify that you did receive your code and it did get sent to the right place and that there wasn't a typo on the form when you filled it out. So everything's good, you know. You'll be bouncing back and forth. You are doing a PC enema on a laptop. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. So, Mr. Travis, we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. I've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. I was planning on going for about an hour because I figured I just had some general BSing, just kind of filling everybody in as to what's new, what's going on. Was not really planning on doing a long stream, but because we started talking about ideas and things, and now you guys got my brain going again on getting an old food truck and renovating that for a rollout for the printer rehab project. Oh, you guys are just getting my brain going with that again. Like I talked to Sam about it, I don't know how many times, and she gets tired of hearing me talk about how cool it would be to have like a truck that I could just roll up to events with and just, this is what I do, this is who I am, I'm streaming live right now kind of a thing, and have like the links to the streams. So when I go to events, I can stream what's going on at the events. Be kind of cool down the road, maybe even get like a little camera on the front type of thing where you could kind of see the crowds as they come by. That'd be kind of cool, right? You could actually run a 24-volt alternator system with a bank of batteries. I could. Yeah. That could be something cool to do down the road. You know what I mean? Like just get it for now and run off of an existing generator that it has on it. And then down the road, be able to, you know, modify more. Do solar. Yeah, we could definitely do solar, throw solar panels on top and then, you know, run it off of you know, put an inverter in there, and that'd be nice. Digital Dragon, what's going on, good sir? We were talking about you earlier. I was talking about how I definitely have to be at Murph because this guy and this guy need to go to their new home. So definitely gonna be at Murph so I can do that. Plus I got to give this one back to JPP. Hopefully this, you know, starting soon, we'll start finishing up on getting that one done. And then I'm going to bring this to Murph, and then JPP and I will go through it at Murph and get the parts tore off of it that he wants. And then I'll bring what's left of it back home with me. You skipped Windows 7 from Vista to 10. Yes. Anyone using Windows 7 can't watch Twitch or Firefox? Yeah, no, I am running Windows 11. I don't really have the issues like a lot of people did or do or whatever the case may be. 11's been fine for me. It was a little bit of a change from 10 to 11, but it wasn't, you know, crazy. And you can 10ify it, so if you're comfortable with 10, you can go back to, you know, making it look like 10. But yeah. You miss Vista? Yeah, I did not have a care one way or the other for Vista. Vista was just a incremental upgrade as far as I was concerned. It wasn't nothing crazy. It's EcoVate, right? EcoVate 3D. That's cool. Yeah, and you've been doing a lot with those guys, so that's pretty cool. I've been seeing you working on printers and stuff for them, you know? So that's pretty cool. With all the bloat removed, it's pretty streamlined. Yeah, that's pretty much what I kind of do is I go through it and de-bloat Windows 11 and turn off some of the unnecessary crap. I know, was it Titus, right? Chris Titus, was it Chris? Chris Titus has a tool out there that worked pretty well. I don't know if it's still alive and still working, but yeah. You had 64-bit Ultimate version on it. Yeah, I did run the 64-bit Ultimate. I did get lucky enough to have a key for Ultimate Edition and 64-bit. And at the time, it was sucked because there wasn't too much that 64-bit would work with right away. Yeah, Chris Titus's WinUtil. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Oh, I did not see. Skyrim, did you say that you got it? I see you said thanks, but I didn't know if you got it yet or not. You started with MS-DOS 6.22. Almost every Windows from then till now. You're that old? Oh, Steph, don't worry, man. I remember playing around with DOS, Windows 3.1, 3.11, Windows 95, 98, ME, XP. I did play with Vista 7. I even played around with Longhorn before Longhorn was XP, right? Longhorn went to XP, if I remember right. I did play around with Longhorn for a little while. Yeah, I had the joys of playing around with pretty much every version of Windows, and I don't know. I use 11 because it's the one I got to worry about the least, you know. Oh, and you did the unattended install XML file too. Yeah, I was playing around with that too. I haven't gotten anywhere with it, but yeah. Yes, Longhorn. You have a disk for Windows 1.0? Damn, Stephen, I don't have that. I don't have a lot of the old disks, but if I wanted to play around with some older tech, I'd probably do some internet snooping. Look up Crap Fixer. It's a game changer. I'll have to check it out. But gang, we're coming up on, hour and 46 minutes now. We've been streaming, so I'm gonna let you guys get back to your Monday and spend it with whoever and whomever you choose. You did get it? Okay, thank you, Skyrim. Glad you got it. Windows 95 install, 35 diskets. Yes. You have the 3.5 Windows 95 boot disk. Yeah, I used to have a binder full of all of that crap, like all the boot disks, CDs, like all the different flavors of Windows up to Windows 7 Ultimate. It had all the different boot disks for 95, 98. Yeah. But yeah. You want to spend it with me, Digital Dragon? Well, good sir. I had a long day. I'll give another breakdown for anybody who just came in. I had a long day today. I got up, did some yard work, fixed a broken fence, twisted my ankle. Yeah, then we just hung out, we streamed, and a lot of people now know my silly idea for what I would like to do, Digital Dragon. Since I don't know if you caught it or not, yeah, we were talking about getting an old food truck and gutting the food truck and turning it into a mobile 3D printer rehab bus or a vehicle where people could come up with 3D printers and parts and stuff, and we could bring those in, and then we could work on printers at the events, rebuilding 3D printers, and then just giving them away to people at the events that maybe are there because they want to get into 3D printing, but they can't afford to. The whole premise of the printer rehab project, find people who don't have the money or the means to get it started, but wanted to, they could come to the vehicle and talk to us, tell us their story. And then if we have a printer and some filament done and ready, we can hand off a printer and some filament to them and tell them, go to YouTube, learn how to use it. And you'll probably run into videos from half the people in there about this particular machine or these particular machines and how to use them. So enjoy and just hand them off and send them on their way. So I'm having a great day. Yes, Clown Hammer. Yeah, I think I might have pulled a muscle in my groin too. My right thigh, my right inner thigh is sore. So I think when I twisted my ankle and I fell down, I think I might have pulled something. So yeah, I've been sitting here uncomfortably for the last almost 2 hours because I want to go in the house and like kick my legs up. But I wanted to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys, wants me to work on people's printers at the events, something that you're good at keeping me from buying more printers. Yeah, Digital Dragon, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it would be a cool idea to have, and then I could also take like volunteers at the events that want to like come in and hang out in the truck and maybe help work on printers. We get, if there's enough space for 1 or 2 people to come in and kind of help, somebody could be talking to the crowds as they come up, explaining the project, what we do, why we're doing it. And then they could be a couple people inside working on some printers and getting them fixed. And then if 2 people are working on them, that's hopefully if there's enough equipment in the vehicle and enough parts, we can get these printers rebuilt and get them out to the public. You know what I mean? So having a vehicle that we could work out of, obviously we're going to need, I'll have to see about getting like a Starlink so that we have internet access available to us no matter where we're at. so that this way we can download firmwares and things like that that we need and have that available. Have a couple printers on board that are working, that are part of the, you know, ours for the project, so that we can print parts as needed. If we have to print something, we can just throw it at the printer, get it out, and, you know, get it on the printer, or get it on the other printer and get it out the door, kind of a thing. So materials, I mean, ideally, the food truck that Captain sent earlier would probably be a great one, but the price tag and the ability to get it are going to be what's stopping me right now, because I don't have the money. The one that Captain sent earlier was a whopping $1,400. Don't know what's wrong with it. Don't know what it would need. Don't know what it would take to get it from Colorado to Illinois. And then basically sell off the equipment inside, because I wouldn't need any of the kitchen equipment, other than maybe, like I said, keep the small hand washing sink, just to have a sink in there. But keep the small hand washing sink, and then get, you know, basically get it lined out with some shelving, storage, and then a place to put, you know, a printer or two to have for printing off parts. And then basically have the window space where you would come up and give us your stuff, or talk to us about what we're doing, and then have maybe a spot on either side of the window where you could work on, repair, and rebuild the printer. You know, an old U-Haul, but it's so high up. That's why I was thinking like a food truck or an old box truck, something where the box is lower to the ground, so it'd be easier for people to come up and talk, because otherwise you'd be outside around the truck talking to people, and then they'd have to come up into the truck, or you'd have to go up into the truck to work out of it. Not a bad idea. It'd be definitely a lot more open space, but just a thought. Kind of why I was looking at like a food truck or something, or a concession trailer. Yes, Digital Dragon. There will definitely have to be a coffee maker in there as well. A K-cup maker, coffee pot, whatever the case may be. But yes, coffee is a must. So it will have to have space for a coffee maker. They have the lowriders. Yeah, we could always do like a box drop too. I know I've seen some stuff where guys will get like an old U-Haul or something like that, and they'll drop the box down, and you'll have like a space on either side of the frame where you can actually like step down and be closer to the ground, and then, you know, step back up into it. I have seen some stuff like that. There's a guy in Illinois that does pizza trucks that way, where he's got like does like a step down or a stair down. But yes. But anyway, gang, we're hitting that 2-hour mark, so I do love you guys. I thank you guys. I'm gonna let you guys get, like I said, get back to your day. It's the idea. If you got more money than you know what to do with, and you want to send it my way for this silly idea, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, links are in the link tree down below. Just put get a truck, and then we'll rat hole money and buy a food truck or something, and then turn it into something cool. Highly doubt I could have something and have it ready by Midwest Ref Fest. I wouldn't be there for the whole event this year anyway, so it would be one of those roll in on Sunday and hang out all day Sunday, and wouldn't give us enough time for anything. But be something cool for potentially next year, you know. It also give me time to get the vehicle, mod the vehicle, retrofit the vehicle, and stream while we're working on the vehicle, because I would just take you guys out in the vehicle with me while I'm doing silly shit and talk to you while we're working on it. But get it all set up and ready to roll, and then start taking it to events, and hell, maybe even make content with it, like the tear it apart and put it back together thing. That'd be kind of cool, right? You guys watch videos on that, wouldn't you? All right. Love y'all. Have a good day. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of jail. Happy 3D printing. All those things. An old printer is better than no printer. Bye, gang. Not sure when I'm going to stream again, but I'll see you then.